456, hosting pregame show. Hi, my name is Jack. We're going to be doing this today. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4. I love to play volleyball. We love parks. Love parks. My name is Jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Take down your mask and try it.
Alright. Hi, my name is Jack. Mask is down.
deal with it. I'm Brian Coburn.
And today we're going to be color commentating for you guys as we get into today's match. We are in the first set. SUNY Brockport is leading 11-6 right now. But in our
I'm excited to see where we go from here. Watching the beginning, it looks like the Bombers are playing pretty well in terms of defense, but they just got to get their attack under control and limit the unforced errors. It looks like a lot of their hits have gone long already.
Yeah. We can see in the last game versus SUNY Brockport and Ithaca, it was extremely close the whole game. They even had a tiebreaker set. So tonight should be a pretty close matchup.
Like, not as deep. I was going to say more for closer.
Well, I think the idea is if you look at SUNY Brockport's defense right now, it's the corners are open.
Yep.
And I think that the Bombers are really trying to get those corners.
I think Brockport's doing that on purpose.
See, right there.
Maybe not doing that.
Right there. That is a corner. That is a deep corner. And those are open right now. You can see it in SUNY Brockport when they're standing there in defense. Those corners are right where the Bombers want to go. And I think we just saw a perfect execution of what they're trying to do and what they need to keep doing in this set and the following sets.
Julia Costa to serve for the Bombers.
Again, serves have been really good. We haven't seen a lot of serves.
If anybody at home doesn't quite get that on the movement, that serve just wobbled more than a knuckleball in baseball.
Yep. Serves are intense.
You might think the jump serve with the topspin is what you want to see and what you want to do, but those float serves that wobble with power are deadlier than any topspin you'll ever see. And
they're going over those sweet corners that are
open.
Necessity for the Bombers
yes.
to reach in the second
Those
set.
corners right now are what the Bombers need. And they got a little serving run right now, which is also very good. If you can keep a serve for a long running time, it's going to shake up the other side. All right, and there's... Yes.
They just roofed her.
Like we said, if you can get a serving run that shakes up the other team just mentally. Again, a good, beautiful dig. Beautiful. Okay, it's a free ball over, so let's see what SUNY Brockport does with that. And they do use it. That was really close. I think it did.
She picked her spot and nailed it.
Yep. Free balls, if you guys don't know at home, are basically set. It's still 12 Ithaca, 16 SUNY Brockport.
That was a very nice jump float serve.
Oh.
And an unfortunate double hit from the setter.
Yes. Doubles for setters are a nightmare. It's basically, you're not allowed to touch the ball twice. We know that in volleyball. But for setters, it's particularly tricky because if your hands wobble a little bit and you touch it twice with one hand and the other hand, you can get called on a double. It's kind of a setter's special call. So, just a little fun fact of the day. I feel like we're explaining the game of volleyball, but it's fine. All right.
Hopefully right now we'll see the Bombers begin to
Yes, please. Oh, and an ace right there. There we go. There we go. That's a good way to start.
That's
exactly.
In order to get back in the groove and figure it out.
Yes, I agree. All right. Oh my God.
That
the
serve is
that serve.
nasty.
The Bombers need to protect their servers right now because if we just watched 23, Faith can never pronounce her name correctly, and I feel so bad. It's 17. I'm so sorry, Faith, if you're watching this later. But anyway, her serves are powerhouses, and the Bombers just need to protect their serve. They need to keep it. Here's another free ball, another example SUNY Brockport's just going to use that. Yep, there it is.
Quick middle, beautifully run, placed into the back
Yes.
corner. So that's an example of Brockport's been leaving the corners open all day, and the Bombers
Yes.
haven't been able to hit them. And the Bombers leave the corner open on that one play.
Yeah.
And Brockport just
takes
picks
that.
it out.
Takes that as an advantage. I think Bombers have done a good job of defending their corners, though.
Yeah.
I think that their corners have been pretty strong. I just wish that they would hit at SUNY Brockport's corners.
Well, I think they are hitting at SUNY Brockport's corners. They're just missing long.
Wow.
That was a great up.
Wow.
We see there why she's a libero.
Yeah.
And they stay so low to the ground, flying across the court. And yes, the court does hurt to land on. It does. It does. It does hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They make it look easy, but trust me,
I was a
Jordan
backcourt.
has the bruises. Everyone has the bruises if you are a back row player.
I was backcourt, and I was an indoor soccer goalie on
Oh,
hardwood.
my goodness.
It hurts. It hurts.
Oh, they want
Sometimes
those
you just gotta
spots.
lay your body on the line, though.
Oh, yeah. And Jordan does a good example of that.
I think they all do. In this
All
sport.
of them.
But there's a reason she's wearing that opposite color jersey.
Yes. All of them fly. Nothing hits. No giving up. Okay.
That's interesting because typically libero is supposed to take first ball if it goes to them.
Okay, and that is out.
You get them to see the chemistry sort of die down there.
Yep.
We saw a little bump to their teammate, if you will.
Although it was a good reception of it by Jordan because instead of like going with the confusion and bumping into her also, she quickly realized that she had to peel back.
That looked a little like a double right there, but anyway.
Just a little score recap. It is 23 Eagles to 15 Bombers.
Thank you for that, Jack. I feel like our conversations were getting
Yeah,
a little
our
bit lost in the score.
conversations were just kind of rambling.
It's on screen,
Apologize.
but
It is. Just a little replay there for you. There's Faith running off the court. I love the excitement of the Bombers that when they come off the court. It's so nice to see just such a tight-knit team.
I mention this at every single sporting event I go to, basically. But if no one sits on the bench, why is there a bench?
Okay.
I'm just
you know
making
what?
I'm just making a joke. I love the standing. I
Yeah.
love the standing.
Yeah, they
It's
stand
amazing.
for
I love
power.
the spirit and the
The power.
the support for your team.
Yes, and that's out. That's a good call.
I mean that for every sport.
But just like similar to last night, 16-24. This is where the Bombers
Yep.
need to pull ahead.
Yeah, it's game point for SUNY Brockport right now. So, Peyton, number 10.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's an 18. Number 10 is up to and an ace. Here we go. Here is the run that they need, and they need to keep it. They need to keep this energy. And sometimes an ace is all you need just to get the energy back up. Look at that serve, okay?
Low to the net, dips low to the ground.
There we go. Good defense. I am
Ooh.
grabbing my seat right now.
Into the third set, they need a bogey
Beautiful
shot
pass.
instead of
Oh!
I love how we all love that.
That was a
one-handed set to the middle.
for a quick middle.
A quick middle, a one nonetheless, which there's a little replay for you right into that corner. Again, like we've been saying, right into the corner too.
That was great.
All right.
How far did that serve just move to the left?
Yes, okay, they are on a run.
Did you guys see how far that serve just moved to the left?
I did not, I missed it. But, oh, a timeout? SUNY Brockport timeout.
How many times have you run this scenario through
Oh, 24 to 19?
Yeah.
Not practice, but games? Oh, man. I've always also been the server, which is the scariest moment of your life because if you choke, then it's over.
Yep.
And it's also worse when it's in the last set. Like the time is like the set. Yeah. So this set, 24 to like 19. 19 too is awful as well because you're like close. You're there. You're ready. I had one. Also, another fun fact about volleyball is you have to win by 2.
Yep.
So this game could continue on all the way. The longest running game I heard once was like 42 to 3. Like they just could not win. You have to win by 2. So if we get to 24 to 24, they will have to go to 26. And so sometimes in games 2 you can go to 28. I've gone to 28 before. I don't know. I think that's interesting. But also it's like, it's not a timed sport. So we could be here well, we will be here all day because we have a game later. We have a game at 4 tonight versus NYU. So that should be, tune into that. That's going to be amazing as well. An overhead.
Interesting things also with volleyball is in most other
Yeah!
in most
I
other
should not
sports,
yell.
you have the opportunity to sub out your players and sub in your starters when you get to like end game.
It is 20 to 24
a
right
clutch
now.
position. Volleyball, you don't have that luxury of being able to.
Oh my God! Wow, a beautiful save.
That was beautiful.
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
Goodness. I should not yell, but Jenny
right
is
there.
Jenny
Jennifer
Pitts.
Pitts.
Oh my God, she is killing middle right now. She is killing the middle right now. As a middle myself, hence why I'm yelling, is because that was sick. I love middles. They are just.
They got me too. I was.
Yeah.
We all were like,
We were all like,
okay. This is exactly what they need. I mean, they need to just keep pushing. SUNY Brockport right now, if I were in their shoes, which I have been before, where you're about to win. You're about to win, and I think that they are letting up. I think that they are getting those overhead passes that we just saw are a perfect opportunity for Jennifer Pitts to just nail those into the ground, and I think that is showing that they're getting a little comfortable. They're getting a little like. You can get into that mode where you're like, oh, we're winning. I'm gonna get comfortable. We only have 1 point left, and that's a perfect opportunity for the Bombers to come through and take this set. Now we've seen them do this, get in a run, and then lose that run. So I'd really like to see them pull through. Let's just hope that Peyton can keep it up today.
And right now we see their coach Stephen Kite standing up, just wanting to get that one more point and hit 25 to end the game.
Let me tell you, we are. I don't know if you can feel the energy right now.
I
But
can't take my eyes off the court.
The energy is tense right now. Tense. I mean, my fist is clenched right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not hear any of your guys' last conversation. I was just glued.
We are glued to this court right now. Okay, Peyton. Oh my gosh. She is just going for it. She is not letting up. Okay. Good pass. Good pass. Oh my goodness. Jennifer Pitt is just killing it right now. She is literally killing it.
I honestly can't count how many kills she's
Thank you. You got my pun, right? Literally killing it.
I wasn't sure if it was on purpose, but
Oh, it was. This is. Oh, we're quiet. We're really quiet right now. It just got really quiet in the gym, and we are up here like having the time of our. Okay. Okay, everyone quiet. No touch. So they call that in the net, no touch off the Bombers.
This is the point where Bombers can steal it.
Oh my God, we are at a tiebreaker right now. We are at 24-24. It's got to go to 26 now. So the Bombers have a 2-point wiggle room right now. Oh.
that's all tap.
And a block. The crowd is going insane right now. I love the energy in this gym.
This is a huge momentum.
Honest.
This is insane.
This is awesome. I am so.
What
What a way to spend your Saturday. What a way to spend your Saturday. If you were in the sim.
Came back during out is insane.
Yes.
And remarkable.
And they just need one more point. So I'm
Just need
hoping.
one more point.
And Peyton with the serves. She has not let up. She has not missed her serve. And knocking on wood right now, of course. Oh my God,
What a
Jordan
dig.
with the dig.
Did she just
Okay,
hit that?
a free ball. to tip, and they are all Look at that. They were all ready for that. Everyone is on their toes, ready. A block. Yes. Wow.
That was an incredible adjustment.
Guys.
That's that kind of set that can completely
insane.
change the entire match.
That was insane. I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys, but I think that the Bombers are warmed up. I think they're warm now. I think that they got that energy back.
Honestly.
And everything. I am gonna run downstairs to the halftime show, so I will see you guys really shortly. Anyway, that was an insane set. So happy I got to watch that up in the catwalk. Welcome everybody to our desk here in Red Light Gymnasium. This is our halftime show for the Ithaca versus SUNY Brockport match. You heard our voices upstairs, but now we're down here. So I'm Julia Guest.
I'm Jack Dunphy.
And I'm Rocco DiMaiolo.
All right, so the game. It's been intense. We had the first set, which was SUNY Brockport took that win. But then the second set.
The second set was where it all happened.
Oh
We saw the Bombers begin to thrive. They built that chemistry and were able to react to Brockport's offensive attacks.
Yes. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, definitely. In the first set, Ithaca definitely looked a little choked up a little bit. They were definitely overwhelmed by Brockport's good offensive abilities. Just good net front presence in front, just trying to get the ball over the net. They do have a very good middle blocker in front who also did a good job
Jennifer
sliding the ball.
Pitts was crushing it.
Definitely.
Crushing.
And then in the second set, it was a good set.
All right, so we're getting into the next set. So.
In the third set. Currently, we are all tied up at 1-1 in sets. The Bombers are up 1-0 to start the game. Peyton Miller is continuing her serving run to end the last game, and the Bombers don't look like they've stopped at all from that 7-0 run to close out set 2. My co-commentators are currently wrapping up the halftime show, so I'm just all alone up here. That looked to be a net violation by the Bombers. We haven't really talked about those much. Simply, as a player on the court, you're not allowed to touch the net or step over that black line that runs underneath the center of the court. Jack and Julia have just returned from the halftime show.
We're back. How's it been up here?
It's been good. I still got a really good view. Really good view.
Oh my god.
We got that bird's eye view up here. Right?
Oh yes.
What
Wow,
a kill.
Powerhouse. Number 5.
Also on that high.
Yes.
They're running it all. And
Literally.
hopefully, but that means one of two things though.
I have not watched this sport in years.
Right? Oh.
Really? I haven't seen it like here in the gym because obviously.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Yep.
in person.
Yeah,
There was
like-
Olympics this summer.
Yeah.
I watched volleyball because I played volleyball.
Yeah.
But watching it in person is just, I mean, the
It's invigorating,
the
yeah.
energy in this gym. Especially, I see our Bomber crowd is growing more and more as the
Yeah.
day progresses.
I think that makes sense. I think we might see more students show up towards the later part of the
Yeah,
day.
we have an NYU match at 4, which is going to be pretty intense. So, trying to tip it. Ooh, number 9 takes that overhead kill right there. Just using that to the advantage, which, you know, in volleyball, sometimes you got to take advantage of it.
Oh
You
yeah.
got to take, even if it's dirty, you got to do it. You got to play scrappy.
I think there's a big difference between scrappy and dirty.
True.
Scrappy is taking advantage
Faith,
of...
look at that approach.
What a hit.
I
yeah.
mean, it's mechanical almost. I mean, their movements are just right on pace. They have their pace, they have their
Exactly.
steps, and they're very swift about them. If you watch, even SUNY Brockport as well, if you watch the hitting, the footwork, it's all years and years of
Footwork is so underrated
Working it out,
in
yeah.
basically every single sport that is out there. And especially
I
in this
definitely
one,
agree.
you're on the balls of your feet so much. You're constantly shifting, moving, knowing the best way to jump.
Oh my god, jumping is so important. You have Oreos. I am so jealous right now. If you guys are at home eating right now, I am jealous of you.
Oh.
Jealous of you eating.
I just ate a Lucky Charms cake bar.
What is
and now I'm
everyone's
eating it.
go-to like sports like before practice or before a game? What do you eat? Or do you not eat? Like, what's the move for that?
So
do we have a power
personally,
bar? Do we have
I'm a big granola person.
Granola?
Like kind
Okay.
granola, anything like that.
That's fair.
So
That's like my go-to.
if the game's in the morning, I have a smoothie.
Smoothie. That's a good idea.
I have a smoothie for
Oh.
breakfast like every day.
Yep.
Honestly, food. I don't have any like specific pre-game meal. When I was a soccer player, in between games at tournaments, I had chicken fingers.
Oh my god.
Not very healthy.
Food.
The one time I tried to eat healthy in between games, I didn't play well. So
You know, maybe that's a sign.
everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah. Me, it's typically I don't eat.
Oh, really?
Like
We got granola
I eat
bars, we got
after.
unhealthy,
Like
and we got
afterwards,
healthy.
after I eat a whole feast. Like
Yeah.
I just munch. Like I get a burrito and I'm like,
Honestly.
ah.
I do
But-
Honestly, the post-game hunger is
But
real.
before the game, it's just like I don't want that food in my stomach. I mean, look at all the jumping that you got to do in this game. Like I could not. No. Like a burrito before.
When in
Oh,
doubt,
and-
take the swing.
What a
We
kill.
just saw number 4 Allie swing to the corner, which like we
Yeah.
were talking about this in the
It's all in the deep
the
corners.
first and second set is those corners, and look, there was no one there.
That was another
No one there.
example, though, of when in doubt, hit the ball.
Hit the
Yeah.
ball.
If you're
yes.
not sure if the ball is going to be in or out, you're better off hitting the ball and keeping it alive that's going out than letting the ball hit the ground that's going in.
Right. Yeah, and we saw earlier too. Every time the Bombers sent a free ball over, SUNY Brockport just put it right back in their face. I mean,
Exactly.
really, like, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
The free balls were giving SUNY Brockport that chance to get a powerhouse play.
And
And
just a quick score recap.
yeah, the
Did you
serves.
serve when you played?
No, I was actually the middle that subbed out before
Yep.
the serving, except for my last few games.
Oh.
Okay, we're cutting my conversation to that. That is a nightmare on one side,
Oh.
and like,
That is something that a tennis player apologizes for.
yeah.
In volleyball, you don't
In
apologize.
tennis, you have to redo it.
Not
But
on a serve,
yes,
yeah. On
yes,
a serve,
on a
yeah.
serve, you have to redo
I
that.
meant more on a regular hit.
Oh, well, a
Yeah.
serve in tennis, you have to
Yes.
redo the serve. But here, it doesn't work like that. It's just
the point.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
literally like the ball is sitting on the tape, and you're not sure what it's going to do.
Yep.
It rolls on your side, you can't do anything.
Yeah. So for the Bombers, that's just oh my goodness. Our
Some
setters.
could say that was
are-
a carry, but it was not
I
called.
didn't think it was a carry.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's.
It's close. It's close.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Ah.
She
But
touched
just
it.
a quick score recap
ball
right
hit the
now.
pole.
It's 10 for the SUNY Brockport and 9 for the Bombers.
Right back and back. I think both teams are like, okay, we're
Yeah.
taking this
Exactly.
right now. I
The
think first
energy
set,
is unreal.
The first set, SUNY Brockport was like, it's our set. The second set, the Bombers were like, we're here to play.
Yep.
And now in this set, both of them are like, well, not everyone can win in this gym.
Yep.
So there's not enough room for both of us here.
This is a 2 out of 3 now, and I think it's going to be really exciting all the way to the finish.
Right sides, honestly, I applaud them. To me, right side is such a hard place to hit.
I agree.
Such a weird angle.
Power, right?
Huh?
Right side oppo or power?
Right side is,
Power.
I don't know what that is.
Opposite.
Opposite.
Opposite is outside. What do you call it? An opposite?
My old coach refers to the right side as power because the right arm
I
is
never call it power.
I always call the right side opposite.
an
I
opposite.
call it an outside.
So we call
Yeah,
it,
I call them outside.
Yeah.
Okay,
But like right side,
it's right side because it's on the right.
I guess we did. So in high school, we didn't have any lefties. So we called the right side just power because that's where everyone had more power from.
honestly, like you need to get that vert
I
up in
never
order
have
to go
power.
papa.
I never have power on the right side. I don't know why it would be called power. I can never get a good swing. The angle is such a difficult angle. Look at
Oh
that.
wait, no.
Oh.
Sorry. The right
Okay.
side was what we called oppo, and the outside was what we called power.
Here was an example. Our setter, Peyton, number 10,
Yes.
just tricked the SUNY Brockport players by, instead of setting our players, decided to set it right over and get a kill for herself. So she actually got that point by just faking them out, which I
Isn't that
love.
something?
It's sneaky.
I
you
know. Personally, I'm a setter, and I just love doing that.
Me
Like-
too. So I've been practicing.
Hey,
I've been,
okay.
Yeah, I've been trying setting, and because I'm so tall, as a middle, when I'm front row as a setter, it's like, okay, I can literally just hit it. I can hit it. I was like, why wouldn't I? So I always tip. I love doing it.
You
I just
probably
go-
get those tips all the time.
Honestly,
Yes.
those like
Yes.
those little dinks are the best part of the game.
And the other setter probably can't do anything to block you.
No, because I'm a blocker as well. So it's like,
Yep.
oh yes.
If you can figure out setting, I feel like you could be deadly.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, a lot of good setters are also middles, like because they're just so tall. And like middle is such a powerhouse position, and then setter is such a control of play position. So like two of those combined, it's insane. All right, back to our game.
Yeah, right now we begin to see the Bombers take the lead, where it's actually 14-12 with the Bombers winning. So it's interesting to see how SUNY Brockport is reacting.
Yes.
And how they're not exactly gaining the momentum as they once were in the first set. The Bombers are overpowering them.
We're seeing a lot of power shifts.
Exactly.
How often does this ceiling come into play?
A lot.
A lot?
Another thing about volleyball is if it hits the ceiling, you can play it. So,
If it comes back down on your side.
yeah, if it comes down on your side. If it goes on the other side, it's considered out. But a lot of times, I'm really surprised the ball hits the ceiling, and you gotta play it. I mean, it could bump the ceiling and change directions completely.
It just did.
Yeah, exactly. And they have to adjust to that. So right now we're getting a close-up of SUNY Brockport.
Yeah, their coach is looking to be in distress right now. He's like...
Why do you think everyone's in stress?
He's like...
What?
He got the hand motions going. He's telling people what needs to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see if that's played out on the
That's
court
gonna-
today.
That's gonna work today. We can get a nice little close-up with our cameramans right in their little huddle right now.
The
and then
Bombers coach looks like he's
Bombers-
happy.
Bombers
He's
coach.
invigorated right now. He's telling
I don't
people
know.
the game plan, but
I love people watching.
yeah, honestly,
This is what we're doing.
Me
We're literally
too.
people watching.
everyone's smiling in the
Are
huddle
they?
right now.
Are they though? I'd be a little nervous.
I don't know. Look
I
at
think
Faith.
their coach is like, do
Yeah.
not let up now.
Yeah, don't let
You are
like this
far
is it.
in.
Like
Do
Peyton
not let
Miller
up.
right now on the
Look at her.
screen.
She knows she's got to
like,
get it done.
she got the head nod going on. She's ready.
They look very, very good.
And
As,
there's
as they should be.
yes. And their assistant coaches too. I mean,
I know.
it's all about the
They're ready.
energy.
They're ready.
All about the energy on and off the court, on the bench, assistant coaching, head coaching, even the people rolling the balls are in bomber gear. I mean, everything's down to energy. A beautiful,
She is
beautiful
ridiculous.
save. Yes.
And luckily, that last set really provided that energy the Bombers needed in order to succeed.
Yes.
Yep.
And we just saw there, it was a touch off the block. So,
Yeah.
again, they touched it, didn't get it. It's our point. So, I love
16-12.
that. Oh,
That comeback in the last set could have been.
we're still on that. We're
I know,
still on it. We will
yeah.
never leave
But
that set.
we're still
Honestly.
on it, I think, because it could have been the match in a sense. Because if Brockport gets that set, it's a 2-0 stranglehold,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
now it's a 1-1, and the Bombers have all of the momentum.
And they just got 2 aces in a row. That is 2 aces in a row for number 18.
It is 18-12.
The Bombers are invigorated, enthused, energized to take on Brockport right now.
Yeah,
We've never seen
They're
them
coming
this
back.
hyper before
they're coming back
in this match.
in this match.
So it'll be interesting to see
And-
how they continue with their momentum.
And they've seen SUNY Brockport before.
Exactly.
So I think it's interesting. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
That serve
That's
is
a
ridiculous.
That's a third ace. That is 3 aces for number 18, Julia Costa.
She's been on fire.
Fire
ever
right
since.
now.
Dunphy's
Fire
right
right
now all day.
Yeah. I mean, 3 aces in a row. That's
That's insane. Yeah.
that's insane and also good for the team. I mean, it
Oh, yeah.
brings up the energy. Like I said before, aces can change the whole game.
Yeah, the front row is ready to attack more than ever right now.
Oh my
Oh,
The
wow.
word.
movement on that serve
4
is
aces for Julia Costa.
special. That
Yeah.
thing floats over the net and then just goes 12-6 straight down. Straight down.
I am in. Can she do it again? Is the question. Or
That was the exact same serve.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, because they blocked it and it went out, it is SUNY Brockport's point. But if we look back at the scoreboard, which I haven't looked at in a
That's
second,
insane.
it
That's
is
insane.
20 for the Bombers, 13 for SUNY Brockport, which means they just need 5 more points to take this set. And a recap, it is 1-1 right now in this game.
What a set and approach right there, where the Bombers steal it back.
Did you have faster hands were to even almost get that up?
I was about to say, SUNY Brockport, I mean, they're there.
They're
that
there.
was very impressive that she was ready for that ball, and it was coming that fast and that powerful.
Yeah, the fact that she didn't get domed off the block and she got her hands up.
And right now, the blocks are there.
Yeah.
The blocks.
Another thing about the blocks is even if you don't block it completely, if you get it touched like that, you slow down the hit.
And what a dig right off the hit.
I'm just in awe.
That was a really nice pass.
And wow, right down in the 10-foot line area.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. They're hitting the spots now where the Golden Eagles aren't.
Yes.
And they're hitting the spots where they are, but just really, really hard.
Yeah.
And right now we're seeing NYU enter the gym.
NYU has entered the gym. You can see
so
them
they're
over
ready
there.
to scout what the Bombers have to bring later this afternoon for their 4 p.m. match.
Let's hope that doesn't affect the Bombers play.
I know.
That it can be intimidating when another team that you're going to be playing decides to come to the game to scout. I mean, that's an intimidating vibe, I'll say.
Oh, yeah. But the Bombers are not letting up.
They're
It's
taking
23-14.
They're taking this game and they're taking it right now. It is, like you said, 23-14 right now.
Yeah.
I know you just said that.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, they'll continue to pave the way and ultimately capture this third set,
I really hope so.
which is miraculous for the Bombers. Go Bombers.
Go Bombers.
When in doubt, go
Why
Bombers.
did you touch that?
He didn't?
It would have spun.
I don't know.
It would have spun. It would have spun off the touch. Because I was about to comment on how little spin that serve had.
Yeah. That one's out. So
Coming from a top spinner, I don't understand it. I don't understand how you.
Now it's even with an out serve and out serve, and now we have face. Which, if you remember from the last set, she had a really powerful serve. I mean, look how far back she is standing from that line. That is crazy. She is serving far from the line because of how powerful.
She's serving outside of the basketball court. Like, she's serving almost a volleyball court, like half a volleyball court away from the volleyball court.
Yeah. Just
24-16 right now. So all the Bombers need is that 1 point.
1 point, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's
we
true.
know what happened last.
We do.
We know what happened to the last set, which basically was the opposite. SUNY Brockport had 24.
And that's the point. That's the point.
We could have gotten ahead of ourselves.
We could have.
Exactly.
But we didn't.
I know. I'm kind of worried for next set, though. That next set will be like the final set they need, but at the same point.
It's so stressful, too.
Exactly.
It's like all the energy is built up to here. Will they get comfortable? Will
Exactly.
they let up? Will they start falling back into the rhythm that they were in the first set? Or will they keep the energy going?
Exactly.
Are you going to commentate now, too?
It will be interesting to see how they react on the court in just a few minutes.
All right, so now we are in a little timeout here. If you're just tuning in, it's
Fourth set.
Oh
Yeah, the Bombers are up 2. SUNY Brockport has 1. And we see both the coaches creating their rosters, who's starting next set right now. And we see SUNY Brockport's coach specifically turning to his assistant coach, trying to come up with a game plan for how they're going to approach next set and hopefully take the set home. So we will see how it all plays out in just a couple minutes.
See if Rocco's got anything that he wants to say.
I mean, it's just amazing how in the first set, the Bombers kind of just looked a little lost. The communication was not all that great.
can. They did a very good job just getting the ball on the other side, trying to get the points that they were getting. Good spikes, good sets all around. And in these past 2 sets now with the Bombers, they just looked wide awake, especially at the conclusion, of the second set, where they came back with that awesome comeback. They were down about 24-20, if I remember correctly. And right now, they really are just dominating this game. They have great momentum. I'm not sure what Coach Dofer said to the team in his timeouts recently.
I want one of those halftime speeches, though.
So do I. Because if they work that well, I mean, hey, I kind of want one of those too.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens in about 50 seconds from now as the intermission is about to come to an end. But yeah, I think overall, I think what the Bombers are going to need is just, in general, just keep the momentum up, stick to their game plan, whatever that game plan is.
Yep.
And
Keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling, exactly.
And one thing I just want to jump in with is if you want to follow along these teams, you can check them out on social media. Both have an Instagram that you can follow along. For Brockport, it's Bport WV Ball. And then for Ithaca College, it's Ithaca Women's Volleyball.
Good shout out for the social medias.
Yeah, I got to plug it. Actually, it's Ithaca Volleyball. I apologize.
It's good. It's good content. Volleyball's a great sport.
I make some of their videos for the Bombers, so I gotta plug that a little bit. So,
is there anything TV related that people in your family can't do?
Hey now.
I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, I know. This professor who's holding this class she's just such a hard worker.
She's very inspirational.
Really? I agree.
Very much responsible for a lot of what I'm able to do in terms of tech and production.
She is like a mother figure to me.
She is your mother.
I'm sorry, everyone at home who does not care about this at all. But yes, my mother.
We got to give the shout out where the
shout out is. Shout out to this class, to the producers, all the students who are making this live stream possible.
Is this for the live event class? Or
this is for the live event class.
I wasn't sure if this was live event or if this was in a park school production, because this is like very, very well done.
It's always a park school production.
Well, in terms of what I meant, like outside of a class.
Yes. All right, so we're back.
We're back. Enough about school.
Enough about school. Middle, tipped, and then sent right back over again. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so SUNY Brockport is coming out into the next set. Right. Jack, tell us what we're seeing so far. Like in the first point, what are you seeing?
So right now we're going to see the SUNY Brockport Eagles begin to pave way for the set. SUNY Brockport is guns blazing right now, ready to take over and overpower the Bombers. So we're seeing how the Bombers react to...
There's that deep corner.
That's a deep corner.
They're going for him now.
It wasn't a hit, though.
Right now, SUNY Brockport is defending those 3 corners. They know. That was their game plan.
Do you want to sit here so you can get a better view to see?
It's something that we talked about earlier was how SUNY Brockport changes so quickly. How SUNY Brockport is able to adapt. And I think that we're going to see that finally in this set. I think that they're figuring out that the Bombers are starting to warm up more. And I think that SUNY Brockport, one of the really strong attributes about them is how quickly they can adapt and change. And so we're already seeing that.
We're gonna see a whole different side out of Brockport.
Yep.
Right now it's 4-0. The Eagles pulling ahead.
Yep.
So we've begun to see the Eagles' offensive strategy and defensive strategies take place and overpower the Bombers. So the Bombers really need that momentum back from that second set in order to...
That was an example of if you're not sure, play it.
Yeah.
But that one would have been out.
Yeah. It's so hard when they're serving, especially float serves, because it looks like the ball is going to fly out, and then it curves down. Like that. And it goes in. And it could hit the line. If it hits the line, it's in. Look at that hustle. Look at that hustle.
Peyton Miller really ran after that ball.
One thing I've learned as a setter is that it's your job to get the second ball.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Unless you
that
yell
is-
setter out.
And that is something that you'll learn is that these setters will run and get the ball. They have to make that touch. That is their job. And quite frankly, that's how the game runs. Without that, there's no setup. There's no communication. The setter kind of runs the court in that respect. So you'll see them hustling.
Oh.
A block, which is up. A free ball. Will the Bombers use this?
I'm more impressed with the toss after the ball. We're sitting at 6-1 Golden Eagles here in the third set.
That a double?
She did call that a double.
Okay. It was a double on the set.
I know, but right now we see on the court the Bombers beginning to show signs of that low energy, kind of like fatigue,
Yep.
where they're not as tired, not as energetic as they once were.
Yeah, I feel like one thing I've learned from sports too is once you get down, it's really a lot of energy to get. Oh wow! There we go. Faith just.
They tried to open
They're
up
pulling.
the right
Yeah,
and
they're.
get to it.
This is a big point here.
This is a huge point here. This is a lot of momentum in this one.
When you get into a rally, it's all about who's gonna get that point, who's gonna finish it, and neither teams want to let this go.
No one wants to let this happen.
No one. Everyone wants this. SUNY Brockport.
That's one of those rallies right there that just hurts.
That's a big point for SUNY Brockport, though, showing again that they're not letting up. They're not letting go in this game. They're not. Neither are the Bombers, but it just sometimes comes down to this game changes so fast. And using the middle, such a good job. That's what they did in the second set. They used Jenny, and I think they're doing that again, and I think that's a good idea.
The Bombers middle right now keeps saying again.
Yep.
Keep setting to me, I want it.
Yep.
And we saw her on top of the world throughout this past game.
Wow,
So
what a good serve.
hopefully that will transpire throughout this next set, and
Let's
we'll
hope.
see her continue to
Yeah.
get points just like she did in that 7.1.
I mean, if you find something that works, sometimes in the game, you just got to keep doing it.
Exactly.
And then if it doesn't work, you got to try something new. And if that works, you do that until it doesn't work anymore.
Right now we're seeing the Bombers coach pull Peyton Miller aside to try and discuss that strategic.
The passing ability at this level of volleyball is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The ability to just set your feet, have no time, whip your arms up, but not actually whip your arms up because it's directional. I was going to say directionalized, but I don't think that's a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so impressive. That overhead pass. And pass can be referred to as, or a bump can be referred to as a pass for anybody at home if you're confused like that.
But don't say spike. I will lose it. I hate that word. It
Really?
Yeah, that's not what you say in volleyball. That is disrespectful. You say spike? No.
I'm guilty.
No. It is a hit. It is a kill. It is a pass. It is a set. There's no spike.
Wait, so but you're not annoyed. Hold on.
What's the
You're not
word
annoyed.
if it's not bump set?
You're not.
Hit. It's a hit.
No.
You don't say spike.
But you're not.
No,
hold on.
that's
No,
t-shirts.
I'm just.
Boys volleyball.
Julia.
can
I'm just gonna go
away.
logic with you. I'm not gonna go here and that. So it's okay to call it a bump instead of a pass,
But it's not
but
okay
it's not
to
okay to
go
call it a spike, even though they're both not actually.
No,
the correct
I don't think it's
terminology.
okay to say bump either.
But you just said you say.
Like, if you say it, I won't be like, don't say that. But in my head, I'll be like, wow, why did they just say that? But if you say spike, I will correct you.
We have a terminology snob over here.
No, I've literally been playing volleyball for so long, and anytime, and in our gym, if anyone ever said, like the boys would come in and be like, oh, I'm going to spike it, and we'd be like twitching. Like, you
Really?
can't see me right now, but I'm twitching when you say spike. You cannot say spike.
That's something else. Let's hear it, Rocco. What are your thoughts?
Well, you just asked me if I
You
had
s-
any volleyball.
You said
Oh.
spike, and I'm like, it's okay.
When you say volleyball, it's
Play.
Playing.
I played for 4 years in high school.
Really?
4 years in high school, and I played club here.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
not gym class.
Oh, God.
That's like Newcomb right there.
No, I hated gym class volleyball
Yep.
because no one could play it,
No
and it
one
would
knew what
always
was going
annoy me because I was like, no, you have to set it. You can't just throw
Exactly.
it back. Like, they would just
We're
hit
at
it back and forth.
9-3. We're gonna segue
It's like,
back into
it's
the
not
game
tennis,
a little bit.
it's volleyball. Volleyball.
Volleyball.
Okay, Faith. again, these digs, like, they found that open spot right there. SUNY Brockport, a lot of times if the server's getting a good run, the coaches will do a timeout to try to stop that server from being able to serve, ice them, yep. And I think that was something that Bomber coach tried to do, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't always work. Especially at this level, it's really hard, and you got to pick when you do that.
To icing the kicker, like in football. I can't really think of another sport where you do something like that. But, like, yeah. It doesn't get to everybody.
Yeah. And
right now, it's 11-4. The Bombers need to come back. They need to pull ahead right now in order to take back this set.
This level, it's so hard to ice. And I don't know. They're just so consistent with their serves that, well, I spoke too soon. They just got an out serve, unfortunately.
I've noticed, actually, a lot of inconsistencies with serves.
Tonight,
yeah.
In the earlier sets, I was saying, oh, wow, everyone's getting their serves in. But as we've progressed,
also,
a lot of serves have been out.
It's like noon.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I've noticed that we've been saying tonight all day. This match started at 11 o'clock, and it's now like 12.
What time is it?
It's probably like 12:30.
Guys, we are getting subs after this. Make sure that you eat at home.
Oh, yeah.
I made my own
go to
sandwich.
PNC Fresh, which, by the way, sponsored this live stream. So you can check out PNC Fresh. Get some lunch. Get some lunch.
Oh.
No!
That was one of those kills that you...
He said kills. It's called a kill.
I know.
It's called a kill, not a spot.
So that was one of those kills, and I'm not even going to call it a hit because it was a kill. That hit's different because that hit her. It hit her in the chest, not in the arms, and you could hear the hollowed out echo.
Anyway, go to PNC Fresh because they sponsored this.
To what?
PNC Fresh sponsored this. Like, actually, no, you should actually go to PNC Fresh. Oh, no. Tonight we're doing a fundraiser for the SBCA, so you can check them out at sbca.org.
Ball go fast into court. That was a really nice play.
The team wanted me to send a message saying donate to the SBCA because tonight is a fundraiser for the SBCA. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, you got to donate. Every team member said to me before the game started, make sure that whoever's watching has to donate to the SBCA. SUNY Brockport or the Bombers, donate to the SBCA. Save those puppies.
I have all of my classes with somebody on the Ithaca Volleyball team, and I haven't heard nothing of that. Yeah. Paris Buckner's in every single one.
It's all over their social media, which is Ithaca Volleyball, if you were wondering. All right, back to the game. It's out. Okay, let's see if the Bombers can use this serve.
You think they can pull it back again and try and
Yeah.
keep the momentum like they did in the second set?
I think what they need to do is get a little bit more Blackport. I think what Blackport is doing right now is they're doing a better job than Ithaca to essentially get the ball through the block.
Yeah,
Just like that.
Just like that. Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. So you've never played volleyball, correct?
Never played
So like, have you watched it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just cool to see like a perspective because we all played.
Yep.
So like seeing a perspective that isn't from a player's view, and just like, what are your thoughts on the game thus far? You know, because
Rocco is currently having his microphone looked at, so I'm going to hand him mine.
yeah. So what are your thoughts on the game as an outside perspective? Someone who like we played volleyball, you haven't played volleyball, so.
From the outsider's perspective, I think one of the biggest things that stood out for me in the game of volleyball was just the amount of energy that's brought into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love how positive the game is. It's not like most other sports where, at times you could just get so down on yourself. In volleyball, it's so easy to just get up and get back going.
I mean,
It's definitely
we saw that in the second set when Brockport was right there at 24 and they got down and the Bombers were able to come in and sweep that.
right, but I'm talking about in the sense of like a team chemistry
Oh,
type
right.
of standpoint.
Yeah.
It's a cohesive unit.
It's when a team is down, when a team is not doing as well as they should be doing, or as well as they want to do. Just in general, the vibes and the team is just it's very uplifting. They definitely they don't pout about it as much. They just lift each other up and say, "Come on, guys, we can get this next one." They don't spend more than 2 seconds worrying about the last play.
And it's also nice to see something about volleyball is every point you come into a huddle, every single point. Whether you lose it or win it, you're in a huddle, and then you go back out. And so, like you said, bringing that energy is just a quick second of a huddle to do that.
Absolutely.
That hit the line.
Yes, that was right on the line.
Right now the score is 10-17 with the Eagles pulling ahead. I don't know what's going on with the Bombers. It might be the rivals NYU in the gym right now that's causing them to have this lackluster kind of energy, or they're getting comfortable.
I don't know if it's the fact that NYU showed up. I just think it's more of what we've been talking
It
about
could be.
the
It
whole
would
day.
be for me.
I think it's more of what we were talking about the whole day in terms of Brockport just being able to adjust and adapt a little bit quicker and a little bit better.
Yeah. I feel like Brockport's dynamic and energy and strategy has definitely shifted this set, where they're trying to cover those corners a lot more.
Yep.
And they're very attentive to what's going on the court, causing them to pull ahead.
The Bombers just got to close their arms and tighten up those blocks.
Yes.
It looks like they're a little bit
They're
loose.
right there too, and as a blocker myself, they're setting it up perfectly. Their timing is there, but the hits at this level are so strong that you need to really bring your hands together, and you have to be stronger than the hit. And so when you're blocking, it's just as important when you're hitting to have power as when you're blocking something to have power. And I agree. I think they got to straighten the arms and get the fingers out, and even spreading their hands just a little bit. You would think that closing it's better, but most of the time in volleyball when you're blocking, having your hands out further apart, you're more likely to touch the ball.
Yep.
And also, yeah, more surface area.
You
and
might
when they're
break
this,
a finger, though.
I have actually, as a middle bestie. Blocking, because when you're a middle blocker and you're and those people are like wailing it at you, yeah, it's awful.
Rocco, do you have anything to add about the set?
Yeah, no, this is kind of dominant set so far by Brockport. They've got great momentum. I think there's definitely finding ways to get the ball over and down on what the Bombers are going to do to get back into this game. And if they have to go into a fifth set, to see how they're going to execute.
Yeah, fifth sets are.
Those sets are the worst. I think it's the scariest point of the game.
What an up! I'm so impressed.
Did you see that last set, the shoot across?
That was.
That looked like a shoot. Yeah, that was not an arcing set. That was a shoot. Lined across set, launched down.
I'm a new setter, guys.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. They forced us to hit shoots. So Ithaca Volleyball, another fun thing, it has a volleyball camp every summer. So you should definitely check that out. It's for high school age all the way down into elementary school. I went there for like 6 years every summer. So definitely check that out. They have like special training days for hitting. I mean, look at their hitting. You could be that. You could do that. Go to the camp. I'm plugging it right now. This whole stream is just an Ithaca Bombers. Their camp is also a chance for recruiting. So if you want to be on this court someday, definitely check out their summer camp. It's called Ithaca Volleyball Academy, and it's on social media as well. All right, so we are watching this set. Can we get a little score recap?
That was a big point there for Brockport to bring them up 22-11 in this fourth set. Brockport inching closer and closer to the end of this set.
Wow, what a good up.
Good up, but a little bit of lack of communication there.
The block for SUNY Brockport is strong. We just saw that's a good demonstration of hands being strong enough.
We're talking about arms and hands. I just realized
right there.
Their wrist.
Oh.
Their wrists are a little bit weak.
Yep.
A foot does count as
legal.
getting it up. It's legal.
When I saw volleyball for the first time, that is something I said to myself. I was like, wait, that's allowed?
Yeah, any part of your body, as long as you're not
When
carrying
I was
it.
in high school, we had to do one of those like crazy save plays where they hit the kill, ball gets hit back, somebody else hits it up, and one of my teammates sprinted like 20 feet behind the line in the back and bicycle kicked the ball back over the net.
Oh my God. I'm just going to cut in real quick because we are at game point right now.
Game point, back to
SUNY
the-
Brockport needs one more point to take this set, and then at that point they will have. Oh,
25 or 15?
15.
it
15.
is?
I believe so.
I personally was unsure because college sometimes has different.
When I played in high school,
In high school, it was 15 for us.
we actually, so in New Jersey in high school, we agreed. The third set, like both coaches would talk it out. And
That's what we
it
did.
would be 15
It
or
was like
25.
if your players are too tired, we'll just
Yep.
do 15. Because a lot of times for our high school, you would play at night, and you can't have a high school student out
did not do
until 10. You know?
And right there,
Oh.
we just saw the game close 25 to 12.
We got 3 minutes until
And
it's all
NYU is
close.
now leading the gym, actually. They got all they needed. And they collected all their data on the Bombers.
Yeah.
They're actually leaving the gym to go change, warm up, get ready, and ultimately play at the 4 o'clock game.
At 4 o'clock in 4 hours. Yeah, they're not going to
It
warm
is
up.
just kidding. It is only 12:30.
They're probably going to go get some lunch at PNC Fresh, which did
PNC
sponsor
Fresh.
this live stream. Oh my god. Best. Can I? Okay, sorry.
They're going to check
Yeah,
out
someone just brought, we got
right
food up in
now.
here.
Always have to do, get prepared. Well, this fifth set, this will make or break the Bombers. We will see what happens.
I am shaking.
5th set, game 7, any of it, all of it. It's the most exciting thing. That like all or nothing decisive game.
It also though, can be crushing because it's like if they lose, they played all those games more. Because if you win, if SUNY Brockport had won all 3, it would have been over. And they would have only played 3 games. Oh, I guess you were right. They are warming up. No. Anyway, they play only 3 games and you can win. But in this case, it's 2-2, so you gotta have a tiebreaker game. But that means that they played a ton.
Yeah. Would you like a pretzel?
So hungry.
Oh yeah, we only have 1 minute and 50 seconds left. So they go ahead in this fifth set, which will make or break the Bombers' record, I believe. I believe this is a match for the Liberty League, so it will adjust the standings in there, right?
I love the music in the gym.
Right.
Just to cut in, it is Halloween weekend. What is everyone being for Halloween?
So I'm doing a day at the beach, personally.
Oh, okay.
So I got like Hawaiian lace to go,
Okay.
and you know,
Okay,
like
so
a beach
tourist
shirt.
kind of vibey?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
You know the vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It crept up on me this year. I didn't really have a plan.
Yep.
Halloween's not always my favorite thing. I think like I also don't really go out too much. I'm a grad student at this point, so like,
Oh, yeah?
most of my friends graduated last year. I think if I'm gonna put on a costume, it's gonna be like khakis, a collared shirt, and just say I'm Ted Lasso because I like soccer.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
What about you? What are you for Halloween? And what are you being?
That was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you came here to
Commentary
commentate.
is my life. Halloween, I don't know what that is.
Well, it's funny because after this game, I'll be going up to the Cardinal Field to cover the women's soccer game.
Oh my
There you
God.
go. There you go.
And then, after that game, we're going over to Cornell University.
Oh,
Over
wow.
there.
Oh, no
So their
way.
volleyball team.
So I wasn't kidding.
I
Is
love
that
the
on
volleyball
like
team.
through ESPN
And then
Plus?
tomorrow,
Yeah.
On Halloween.
tomorrow, I am, on Halloween exactly, a camera operator for another
The grind does not stop for you, does it?
For real.
No.
So Rocco is Mr. Business. He's
You can wear this suit and say you're a businessman for Halloween.
he's just he's going all out and being somebody who works on a fitness station.
Right.
Exactly.
You're committing to your costume.
Right, exactly. Boom, there you go.
Businessman.
You just started.
I am going as
Medusa.
Medusa.
Don't
I
look
made
at
the
Julia,
head.
look at
I made the headpiece. I was painting snakes in my dorm, like gold, like fake snakes, and I had gold. Yes, that was me. Those are the extra ones. I had plastic snakes and I was painting them gold, and I didn't have a paintbrush, so I had to use a makeup brush that was old. It's college life is something else. College life is something else.
On the floor, and ice cream.
Yeah, so I had extra ones, and I thought it would be funny to like hide them around our dorm hall. So I did.
So
Back.
We're back at it.
There we go.
With the Bombers getting the first point. That's always a great start. Yeah.
Where was it? Where was it?
Back corner. Right
Oh
on the line.
my God! Look at that.
What a serve from Peyton Miller. Oh, but unfortunately unable to get it up.
This is like my first time ever really doing commentary on a game. This is very fun.
It is.
I did in high school, but I did it for soccer, and I did not know soccer. So
I-
so it's like
I talk about soccer
Deer in the
weekly.
headlights.
what?
Deer in the headlights.
Not actually. They said I was really good because I used the stats.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of,
Yeah, commentate. Yeah.
I mean, commentating is different than like play-by-play. I mean,
That's
we're kind of
true.
just talking about the game, talking about things related to the game.
Pretty conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like I enjoy it too because it's like it's all the things I say in my head when I'm watching volleyball. But
Julia
you guys can say,
Costa's back
listen
on
to
the
me.
line for the serve.
Look at that serve. Float serves are.
As a former backcourt player, a float serve is the death of me. Hit the ball with as much topspin and as much power as you want. Eventually, I'll figure it out. That float is going to go through my hands more often than not.
Right now, we're seeing the Bombers come back with a score of 3-1 with the Bombers in the lead. So hopefully, the set will take it back and secure the victory over SUNY Brockport. Interestingly enough, the last time they played Brockport, it went to 5.
I would assume 25. Typically,
I
I would
would
say.
actually assume 15 because they're playing so many matches today.
Oh, true. They do have multiple matches, so maybe it is 15. Yeah, you can find that out. Another thing about volleyball is you don't have to just swing and hit. You can tip, you can set. There's a bunch of things that you can do instead of hitting. And I think that SUNY Brockport does a good job of demonstrating. I mean, in the last point, it was out, but they tipped it into that corner, which also works sometimes as well. Any comments so far?
One question I have, ever since like the beginning of the third or second set, where is Paris Buckner for the Bombers? Paris Buckner, 6'2" grad student veteran. I'm not sure why.
Oh,
Why she's sitting out?
I'm also confused as to why Paris is not on the court.
He definitely has a lot of ice
they
back.
might be saving her for NYU. You got to remember,
That's a good
as a
point.
middle, it's a lot of energy. I mean, you're running. You have to block every side of the court, not just the middle. You have to go to the sides and the pins. You have to run back and hit something super fast.
That's a good
So,
point. I didn't think of that.
so saving your middles. They have about 4 middles, I believe.
We can look at that
And just
now.
and just pacing your middles is really important because we also are on the court for a long time.
What position were you, Julia?
I was a middle.
You were a middle.
That's why I was
What
right.
about you guys?
I was a setter.
Okay. Yep.
Backcourt.
We got a little
serving.
everything here.
We got literally, we have everything out there. Yeah. I was the guy that, if it worked out right,
Yep.
my team wanted on the line when we needed points.
Yep.
I consistently would go on 7, 8, 9, even 10-point serve runs.
That's in my senior season, they finally let me serve.
Yep.
And we were down like it was like 10 to 23, and I got us back up to 18.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Just
We had
serving,
I
just
had a game-
aces.
We were down like 12-9, and when I gave the serve back, it was 22-12.
Not to toot my own horn, but I was MVP for my high school team last
I was
season.
not.
I had the most kills, and I was second in aces, just because middles don't serve a lot. So, yeah. And I had one assist because middles are not supposed to set, but I do it anyway.
That wasn't funny. You only had one assist. Like,
My coach never wanted me to set.
really?
I mean, middles typically aren't.
Yeah.
They're like last resort.
They're just there in case, you know? Because normally middles set up to hit. Like,
Yeah.
the little-
Setter is such a specialized position.
It really is, because it's like, it's all you do.
You run, you set, you defend.
And you have to be there.
And your
every single-
passing, the passing you practice is different than everybody else's, because you're not passing to a setter, you're...
And you're also playing defense.
Yeah.
I think that that's something also, is the setter has to play defense. When I was practicing as a setter, I realized how much you guys run back and forth. I mean, you go back row, and then you have to get up to set. And then if you take the ball, you have to say, setter's out. Like, you have to be communicated. Like, there's so kudos to you, Jack. Kudos to you,
As a
because
setter, I'm like the screaming man on the court.
I really
just
wish we
running
had a way.
between everything.
Just a little thing right now.
You're ultimately the person in charge.
We're up here not necessarily sure if this fifth set is going to be the 15 or the 25.
yes, we apologize.
I tried to figure that one out. So if we're talking at 14 and it hits 15 and the match just ends,
We apologize in advance.
we apologize for not letting you know.
We'll say this could be game point.
And if it's not, then we'll say we're going to 25.
Yeah, but right now it's 9-4 with the Bombers in the lead. What do you guys think about that?
Typically, in usual season, when you hit 9 points, you would switch sides. I think that that's something interesting as well, is switching sides. The reason it's in place is because if there's anything around the court that's uneven that could hit the ball, you always switch to make sure it's fair that you...
Especially, like,
Is
with
that why they
fighting
didn't
and-
switch sides in this though? Because the court's like the same.
No, they don't switch anymore because of COVID. All of the players' stuff is sitting on the bench, and they don't want the teams going near each other's stuff and possibly contracting COVID.
Interestingly enough, the players on the court right now don't need to wear masks.
Yeah, it's not required.
In high school last year, for the spring season, you couldn't play without wearing a mask.
For club, we have to wear a mask. It's tough.
Are you guys both freshmen?
Yes.
Technically, no. Technically, I'll be a junior
I'm
next
talking about
semester. Age, I'll be. Yeah. Yes.
With credits, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 57.
I was
I'm all
not
done with
aware
my outside of park.
that you guys are both freshmen.
So I'm TBR and I'm like, I have like 4 minors.
Wait, yeah, Tilly, want to put something weird into perspective?
French minor, a writing minor, a theater minor, and a live event minor now.
That doesn't surprise me. But you want to hear something crazy?
That's crazy to hear with
My
that many
senior year of high school, you guys were in 8th grade.
Don't put that into perspective for me. I can't do this today. Let's get back to the game. I can't think about time. Oh!
I just had to
Where
put
was
that
that? Where was that?
Back corner.
Back corner.
I just had to
Back
put that
corner.
into perspective for them, that grad student and freshman thing. It's just kind of funny.
I can't get over that today. He came in with that many credits.
Have you seen the families he comes from? Are we surprised?
We're not talking about me right now. We're talking about the game.
Okay.
People are gonna get so
11 to
annoyed.
5.
We apologize. Oh!
Julia just doesn't want compliments right now.
We just saw her go over the net and just do a little...
Well, she didn't go over that. We're not allowed to go over that. No. None of that happened.
That did not happen.
But she did
just
block
went
it,
down to
and
the ball, bopped it on her head, actually.
yeah,
And it went
and you're
out of
allowed
bounds.
to like almost throw it,
Yeah.
but like you can't just
As
carry
long
it.
as her hands
But
are
it can
in
be a
her
throw
head.
down, yeah. So I think that was a throw down right there,
Yes.
which are effective in messing up plays.
That was a tough set.
And then
Do
while
anything
he was
off
back in the gym to see how this last set plays out.
There could be 3 more points. There could be more.
I believe it's to 15. Yeah.
What?
I think it's to 15.
I think it is too. We'll actually find out when we get to 14, depending on how like the excitement and the mood on the court changes.
And right there, we just saw an amazing defensive block that just allowed Brockport to gain an opportunity to respond.
Yes, they did. We can see the crowd getting really intense now. One thing I know from experience is parents of players are terrifying.
Parents are the most terrifying thing at any sporting event ever.
I could never. So for club volleyball, we had to line ref. You had to be one of the line refs. And getting yelled at by an angry mother or an angry father is just terrifying. When they're like, that was in, and you're like, you're the one with the flag.
I used to umpire little kid baseball games, and I ejected a parent.
So I applaud the refs for just standing there so strong and just being like, no, that was not. Oh my God. So I've never said anything really nasty, but when you're a middle and you're told that you were in the net, that is another rule. You cannot touch the net. You can't be in the net. Now, as a middle, I get very sensitive if someone says that I was in the net and it's not me. It's the other side. And one day, I went to block and I come down and the whistle was blown. I was like, oh, yes, we got the point because the other team was in the net. And the ref goes, points at me, and I go, so I go, me? I said it like that to the ref. I looked at the ref, and everyone on my team was like that. And I was like, I turn to my coach. I always, when I'm not in the net, if I am in the net, I'm always like, ooh. But if I'm not, I turn to my coach and I go, I swear to you I was not in the net. And she's like, I know, it's fine. But I said that to the ref once. I've had girls get yellow cards before. One girl, she kicked the ball. The ball came down and she just kicked it and she got a yellow card.
Not the same sport, but I got a yellow card in a soccer game once I was a goalie. I grabbed the ball on the line of the goalie box. The ref called it a handball, and I told him to get his eyes checked.
Again,
Another example, the Bombers need to close and tighten up their blocks. They're there. We wouldn't be in a fifth set right now if they had those blocks a little bit more under control.
Yeah, because their footwork, they're close together, they're right there in the spot. The timing's there because they're touching the ball. It's just going right through them. Okay. Again, using their middle. This could be game point. This could not be game point.
We don't know.
So either way, stay on the edge of your seats right now, guys, because
I'm getting dodgeball style vibes from the way we're commentating this, by the way.
honestly, I don't know what they expected. I mean, we just have been talking about random stuff, and I have a father who doesn't like commentators at all.
And we just saw, I believe,
such an interesting dynamic.
Come into set for a second.
Yeah, my father doesn't like them because he likes to watch the sport and he doesn't, like the talking.
Is your dad one of the guys who puts the TV on mute for sports?
No, but it's understandable. There are some commentators that I'm like, okay, come on now. I'm trying to watch the game.
Are you talking about Joe Buck?
No, I'm just talking like in general. Like I don't watch.
Not to say anything, but that's a personal opinion. Though.
I don't watch much sports, but when I am, it's like sometimes just stop commentating. So people at home.
I still don't know if
we're about to be.
We still don't know. We still don't know, folks. We still don't know.
We're as much on the edge of the seats as you are.
So for Bombers to pull this together
and
make
free
it
ball,
happen?
not the best idea.
I don't think it's ever a choice to do a free ball.
I know, but in our, that would have been out. Oh, okay.
If you're not sure, play it.
I know.
Exactly.
I know, but oh my goodness, the block was there.
I think this is it, just based on the way everyone's reacting.
Like that block was not strong at all. That was a tip.
I think that's part of why, though. I think they saw the tip, and they were trying to move their hand to go up higher, and then it went through.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like if a tip goes through.
If this gets to 14-14. If this gets to 14-14,
Yeah, watch as it gets it gets 14-14. We don't know what's happening. We're like, we don't know.
Right now it's 14-11 with the Bombers ahead.
For all we know, it could get to 14-14. They could go back and
We
forth
just
until
wanna say a big
23-23, and then this game could end 25-23,
right.
and it could have been to 15, and we would never know.
Because it just keeps going.
If it's win by 2 all the way up until then, we would literally never know.
That would crush me.
30 seconds till we're back for a potential match point.
I want to. No, okay, well, you know what? Our sponsor gives us a lot, okay? But I do want to say thank you to all of our hardworking students who are just killing it here today for the live event class. The Park School students are working hard, setting up your camera angles, getting those graphics for you. Even the mics that we are talking in right now, which was a struggle, but they worked through it. They worked through it because we're talking.
Very talented
They've
juniors,
been working
seniors.
on this for weeks. I mean, this is a huge deal for them.
This class,
Oh!
this class,
Wow, can we take it? And it's 15!
And it's 15!
There's the answer! And what a great way to win. What a great way to win. Amazing way. We saw all the things coming together again. Hitting that back corner, a tip set, a one-handed set, back corner.
some ridiculous serving.
Well, that was a wonderful game.
Amazing.
It's time for us to wrap up
Yeah.
the SUNY Brockport versus volleyball. Oh my
SUNY
God,
Brockport
it's
versus
a college. Yeah.
College bombs.
With the final score being 3-2. 3-2, and the last, the tiebreaker set being 15-11.
Yep. Don't forget to come back to the 4 o'clock game when Ithaca takes on NYU.
Yep, here in Ben Light Gymnasium, you can either come in person, because we would love to see you
But if
in
you're
the back.
too far away for that, catch the video.
Yes,
We'll be here.
We'll be here. Look at them. They're heading off to get ready. They're gonna go wind down, get some food, and we'll see you. Yes. So
Come back for
I'm
3:15.
Julia Guest.
I'm Jack Dunphy.
And I'm Brian Coburn. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.